Welcome to this edition of Tornado Watch. I am King Sports Information Director Travis Terrell here with Jenn Testa, head softball coach. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
It's been a while since we talked to you. It's been a while since you played, actually. It's been almost 2 weeks since wrapping up regular season play. Kind of dropped a disappointing doubleheader to eventual conference championship champion Limestone on a Saturday, followed by a sweep of Barton on Sunday to wrap up the number 2 seed. What did you learn about your team, and what does that say after that tough loss when you had a conference championship there possible and then coming back to take the sweep the next day?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that loss to Limestone was tough, and they were 2 hard-fought games. I think you could see that during that matchup that those 2 teams were incredibly well matched up, and it's really disappointing, obviously, to lose that and to be able to possibly have a shot at a regular season championship on your home field, but at the same time, like you said, I think we did learn a lot about our team, and that bounce back on Sunday was pretty incredible, to be able to have such a disappointing or a couple disappointing losses, and then to be able to come back and to finish out the season the right way for our seniors, and to sweep Barton that next day was a good thing.
Yeah, all that aside, you still got a 2 seed for the upcoming conference tournament. How does that set up? Looking at the bracket, which isn't quite finalized at this point, how does that set up for a deep run? And you think that adversity will kind of help going into this?
Yeah, I mean, I think last year, we had that number 1 seed on our back, and that's always, I think, a difficult thing, especially in the conference tournament. Obviously, you have everybody gunning for you at that point, but everybody kind of is, I guess, in the same situation for the conference tournament. Everybody's trying to win. Everybody's trying to stay alive. I do think that the number 2 seed, I think that, it looks like matchup-wise that should play good for us. But at the end of the day, conference tournament is all about, surviving and, continuing to make that run. And, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter who you play, because you've got to play good softball, and because all these teams are playing at their best this time of the year.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, you've had a couple weeks off. And there's a couple teams that are still wrapping up play here on Wednesday when the tournament starts on Friday. You think that layoff will hurt, or will it hurt other teams that are playing now close to it? What do you think that layoff will do?
Well, it definitely, I'll tell you what, it's not ideal to have that long of a break before you play again. But at the same time, I think as far as we're concerned, we had a lot of injuries there at the end of our season. So I think as far as this year's team is concerned, I think that's going to play well for us, just because it's given us an opportunity to get healthy and to get everybody back where we need them to be able to hopefully make a long run for this conference tournament.
Yeah, we'll mention a couple players here. Hannah Light, who's been lights out in the circle here the last part of the year. What are some of the keys, or who are some of the players you think that you're going to have to rely on here to maybe put up offense, or Hannah in the circle, to make a long tournament run this weekend?
Obviously, Hannah's important, I think, especially from a defensive standpoint, because it starts in the circle. And, when she's solid there, we're usually pretty solid defensively. So, obviously our defense really feeds off of what she does in the circle. And then the next thing is just offensively, having, the top and the middle of our order really producing, and then, hoping that the bottom of our order can throw in a couple runs or hits here and there to kind of help out. So, I really think ultimately, 1 through 9, from an offensive standpoint, is going to be really important, but we really need those leadoff kids, Tay, Cassie, to do their job, get on base, and then we need, those other kids like Fallon and Hannah Smith and Belge, Tori, those kids to hopefully have an opportunity to drive those runs in.
Yeah, and at the end of the regular season there against Limestone, the bottom of the order actually did pretty well. Stephanie Rodriguez is one that sticks out in my mind. That had a pretty good weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. We really had some kids step up. Stephanie did, Cheyenne did. So we had some kids who really got big hits for us at crucial moments, and secured some of those important wins that we needed at the end of the year.
Are those, you think, too, pitching and defense, a couple of the big keys to making a long tournament run? It's going to be at least 4, maybe more games in 3 days. Is that kind of one of the keys, you think, pitching and defense?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the past couple of years, that's really been our strength. Even last year, that was our strength, even though we didn't win. Our pitcher, Hannah, and then our defense is really what kept us in ball games. We weren't able to push runs across like we needed to. Obviously, I think defense and pitching is crucial, and then hopefully from an offensive standpoint, we can put maybe one or two runs across the board. Hopefully that's all we need, so.
Yeah, trying to preview the first round matchup, which is still up in the air. It's going to be Pfeiffer or Barton, who will be the 7th seed. Pfeiffer has yet to play a couple games here on Wednesday. What does that matchup look like? It's going to be 1 o'clock on Friday. Don't have to wake up early, that's for sure. You play a little bit normal of a time that you're used to.
Right.
You looking forward to Friday's game?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we're whoever it is, Barton or Pfeiffer, we're going to be excited and we're going to be ready to go. To go off of that, we're going to be excited and ready to go no matter what the matchups are down the road as well. So I think this group is really ready to compete and really ready to play. And that may be one of the things that, having a 2-week layoff as far as playing is concerned, is they're kind of hungry for that competition right now. So hopefully that will work to our advantage, and hopefully we'll make a long run in the tournament.
All right, thanks for joining us. That Conference Carolinas tournament is in Burlington, North Carolina. Starts on Friday with the first round games at 11 and 1. And then continues Saturday and Sunday. The championship game will be at noon on Sunday, and then if necessary at 2. Good luck this weekend down there, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.